Hello guys, it's your boy Comer from the Fools at Work hashtag Fools Army, and welcome to the third episode of Football Weekly, the show where I talk about football. Normally with my brother, but he's not here today because he's busy today. So basically, today is Monday, 12th of May 2014. Yesterday was the big day where all the Premier League teams played. Some were relegated, some were one was champion, some were in the Europa League, some in the Champions League. You know the drill. So basically, the big news: Man City have won the Premier League. To the title champions. Liverpool are crying. Chelsea are dying. Arsenal have they got Champions League again. But some of the big news is at the bottom of the table. Now, basically, I don't really want. I'm busy, so I don't really follow all the football. So I'm just looking at it right now as well. Who's been relegated? Cardiff City, Fulham, and Norwich City. Now, Cardiff were the new boys in the Premier League this season, and they have been relegated. Looks like they couldn't answer the questions. I don't know what I'm meant to say. They couldn't answer the questions that the big boys gave them, and they have been relegated. As well as Fulham and Norwich. Now, Fulham have been in the Premier League for a long time now. I haven't seen them be relegated since I started watching football, but now they have West Brom just about safe. But Aston Villa and Hull City, as well as Sunderland, were safe a few weeks ago. Now, Aston Villa, some big news with them. They are up for sale. Randy Lerner has said they are up for sale, and who's gonna buy them? I think. Well, there's rumours that Red Bull are gonna buy them. The people that own New York Red Bulls and Red Bull Salzburg. Now, they can choose to give Villa lots of money. They can choose to give Villa, I don't know, just a little boost. They can change the stadium name. They can do whatever they want with it, basically. And if there's some breaking news, by the way. If Villa can, if Red Bull do buy Villa, then it's a really good opportunity for them, and the manager might be replaced. He might not sure about that. So moving on to the top of the league again. In the Europa League, we have Everton and Tottenham. I don't know. Wait. I'm not even sure you. Just check the table yourself. In the Champions League itself, we have Man City, of course, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal. Liverpool couldn't do it, and they ruined it themselves basically. When they played Chelsea, when they played Crystal Palace, that was a win. That was a huge win. But somehow they came from 3-0 to 3-all, which was great for Crystal Palace actually. Sturridge apologises to fans. Daniel Sturridge has apologised to Liverpool fans for failing to win the Premier League this season, but assured them he expects to challenge for the title again. Now, Liverpool, their main goal this season was to gain the Champions League. They did that, so as far as I see, they proved everybody wrong. But yeah, they actually should have won the title. I mean, they lost it because of themselves. No one else is to blame. It was their own fault, and yeah, they're going to be sad about that. Benteke, frustrated by injury. Christian Benteke has voiced his frustration at having to miss the World Cup, but he's determined to return ahead of schedule for Aston Villa next season, which means he is staying for the foreseeable future. City to learn FFP punishment. Now, UEFA are expected to make the final announcement on Manchester City's punishment for breaking financial fair play rules early this week, according to Sky Sports chief news reporter Brian Swanson. So yeah, Aston Villa have been put up for sale by American owner Randy Lerner. He bought Villa from Doug Ellis in 2006, but there has been uncertainty over his future throughout a difficult campaign, which ended in a lowly 15th place finish after Sunday's 3-0 defeat at Tottenham Hotspur. He believes it's the right moment to sell the club and look for new owners who can push them forward. In a statement, he said, "I feel that now is the right time for me to look for new ownership and thus new leadership. Several weeks back, I said that following the end of the season, I would clarify my future role with the club and address what had become seemingly constant rumours of a sale. I owe it to Villa to move on and look for fresh, invigorated leadership if in my heart I feel I can no longer do the job. I have asked the world of manager Paul Lambert and chief executive Paul Faulkner, and they have both delivered selflessly. On a personal level, it is time for me to get on with other aspects of my career following the sale. On a practical level, the club will continue with its normal operations and plans for the summer. I have no doubt that the core staff at both Villa Park and Bodymore Heath training ground, to whom I owe a massive debt of friendship and loyalty, will continue to guide and protect the club through this period of transition according to the collective sense of professional pride and long-term service to Villa. Finally, in light of the above, I have engaged Bank of America Merrill Lynch to advise on the sale of Aston Villa. Now, Lerner used to own a franchise of NFL Cleveland Browns. He paid $60 million for the club in 2006, and he has since invested £200 million for Aston Villa. For 3 successive seasons under manager Martin O'Neill through to May 2010, Villa finished 6th in the Premier League table before slipping 3 spots the following campaign. I remember that campaign. It's the campaign I started to support them. And now they're in relegation zone almost all the time. After 8 years, Randy Lerner admitted that his time at the football club has become increasingly difficult, adding, "I have come to know well that fates are fickle in the business of English football." So basically, he's saying he doesn't want to support he doesn't want to support the investment in Villa anymore because he doesn't want to. He just wants to do something else. And the breaking news I was on about before, Hodgson has named his 23-man squad for Brazil, including the standbys. I'll get onto that in a bit, but Hodgson says, of course, England can win World Cup. Now, he said in an interview, I believe the squad can win the World Cup. Otherwise, what's the point of taking a squad to the World Cup if you don't have some belief that they can win it? But they're empty words. I've never quite understood the importance people attach to them. I'm certain Scolari is saying Brazil are going to win. I'm certain Uruguayan coach is saying they're going to win it. I'm certain the Argentinian and German are too. Why should we say otherwise? If we're going to win, we'll have to play very well. If we're going to win it, we're going to have to prepare very well. And if we're going to win it, this talented group of players are going to have to show their talent. Otherwise, all the words, belief and optimism count for nothing. I think we're right to have some degree of optimism, and I think we're right to work on the basis that there is a mood of positivity in the country. We're going to try and feed off that and get our energy from that. We're going to make certain that we do nothing to let people down. Whether it will take us to a World Cup final, who knows, but you have to do your best. He's named a number of young players in the 23-man squad with the likes of Luke Shaw, who's 18 years old, Raheem Sterling, who's 19 years old, Ross Barkley, 20 years old, all making the plane after some fine performances in the Premier League. And the boss admitted that those players would be going for more than just tournament experience and would be in the chance of selection in the starting 11 in the future. They've imposed themselves upon me. I never set out to take them. They've played so well and been so effective in their club teams that they've imposed themselves and their ability on my thinking. I'm sure in October, if I'd have to pick my squad after the qualifiers, I would have looked somewhat different, but a lot of water has gone under the bridge between then and now. You can't ignore what people are doing on a week-to-week basis for the club sides. You don't pick football teams or anything other than what's happening at any particular time. Your decision is to pick the best man to do the job at the best time. I must emphasize that they are there because they deserve the place. I'm not taking anyone for the experience. So he believes England can win it, and I believe it too. God save the Queen. Now, realistically, why? Why do I think they're gonna? Well, I don't think they're gonna win it. Okay, they've got a young squad, but a talented squad. They've got pace with them. They don't have experience, but it should be good for the England team. You always see these older players going out, the golden team, but they never win it. So if they're not gonna win it, why not try the younger players? So guys, I don't know if you noticed this yet, but of course you have. In the background I have some FIFA gameplay, because as I said on my channel in the final vlog, there will always be gameplay no matter what. So basically I hope you enjoyed this little episode. I don't have much time to talk about anything else other than that, but guys, make sure to tune in next week, hopefully for another dose of Football Weekly. Yalla bismillah. Peace.